Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shubhangi Dongre, Assistant Professor, PP College of Education, Gondia. Today's topic of discussion is communication skill. Let's see what is a communication skill one by one. Effective communication. In an effective communication, there are two sources. One is the sender, and another one is a receiver. Effective communication is all about conveying your message to other people clearly and unambiguously. It's all about receiving information that others are sending to you as a little distortion as possible. In fact, communication is only successful when both the sender and the receiver understand the same information as a result of communication. If you are communicating with someone or giving message to somebody, whatever you want to say, the receiver should understand the piece of information clearly. What is a communication process then? This is a chain process where source means a person who is sending information in the form of he encode the message, then channelize it, receiver decode that message and send feedback to the source. For example, if we place a call to your mother or a colleague, then you send information in a channel through a channel, that is your mobile phone. The receiver decode that message, said hello to you, that means he gives you a feedback. In this way the communication process keep on going. Three types of networks are there through which the communication will happen. One is chain, where the higher authorities give instruction to the lower one. That is, we are seeing right now in the COVID pandemic situation, our respected CM gives information to the other MLAs. MLAs give this transform the information to district wise. A respected collector receives the information and proceed it the person beneath him. Second one is a wheel network, where a teacher gives information or teaches to the students and all other students in the class receives that information. In all channels where a round table discussion is taking place, all the participants of the group sends the information and others received and gives the feedback. In this way there are three types of networks through which the communication will happen. Barriers to the communication. There are 7 types of barriers. One is physical, second is perceptual, third is emotional, fourth is cultural, fifth is language, sixth the gender one, and 7 the interpersonal. We'll see one by one. Physical barrier. What are the physical barriers? Physical barriers in the workplace include marked out territories, empires and field forms into which the strangers are not allowed, closed office doors, barrier screens, separate areas for people of different status, large working area as working in one unit that is physically separated from the other. Just like in our colleges, the campus is at one place and the management office or the head office is at another place. So if you want to communicate face to face, we have to reach that place and then talk with your authorities. That are the physical barriers. What are the perceptual barrier? The problem with communicating with others is that we all see the world differently. If we didn't, we would have to need to communicate. Something like extrasensory receptions would take its place. Means, what are the perceptual barriers? One thing, we want to see a picture. One person would see that picture in his way, that however another people see the same picture in a different way. These are the perceptual barrier, where the perception of one person is different from the another person. Emotional barrier. In case of fear, mistrust and suspicions, the communication will not go properly. If we fear from a person, or if we are emotionally disrupted or disturbed or in an crying situation, we can't communicate properly through the other persons. If we mistrust the person, we can't send a communication, or we can't share our emotions to the other person in that case. Then the cultural barriers. When we join a group and wish to remain in it, sooner or later we need to adopt the behavior patterns of that group. These are the behaviors that the group accept as signs of belongings. The group rewards such behavior through acts of recognition, approval and inclusion. In groups which are happy to accept you and where you are happy to conform, there is a mutuality of interest and a high level of win-to-win contact. If there is a group activity and all the peoples are from different colleges, and if you have to conduct a conference, let's for example, we have to work in a collaboration, we have to accept the feelings or the thoughts of other person and act mutually. In that case, the communication goes effectively. Then the language barrier. If a person belongs to one district where just for example West Bengal, and I am from Maharashtra, my friend talks Bengali, I talk Marathi, then in that case if we choose a common language, then the communication goes properly, or the communication process will hampered due to language barriers. Then the gender barriers. There are distinct difference between the speech pattern in a man and those in a woman. Women speaks between 22,000 to 25,000 words a day, whereas a man speaks between 7,000 to 10,000. In general, when you observe a man and a woman, man talks less, they express less than the women. Women keep on talking, she's talkative, whereas men are generally introvert than the women. In that case, man cannot express himself. Women shows her anger, man can't. In that case, gender barrier, we see there is a gap of communication and misunderstanding happened between a male and a female. Interpersonal barrier. Withdrawal is an absence of interpersonal contact. It is both refusal to be in touch and time alone. Rituals are meaningless. Rituals are meaningless. Repetitive routines devoid of real contacts. Pastime. Fill up time with others in the social but superficial activities. Working activities are those tasks which follow the rules and procedures to contact but no more. Games are subtle, manipulative interactions which are among winning and losing. They include rackets and stunts. Then the problems in communication. Muddled messages. The sender leaves the receiver unclear about the intent to the sender. In muddled messages, the communication is not goes properly. If you send a message which are not easy to understand, or the if you send a half message or half words, then it is a muddled message. In that case, receiver cannot understand the message sent by the sender. Then the stereotyping causes up to typify a person, a group, an event, or a thing, or oversimplified conceptions, beliefs, or opinions. Lack of feedback. Feedback is the receiver sending back to the sender. The message is perceived. Without feedback, communication is one way. If I call a person, if that person receives my call and can't say hello or a single word, in that case the communication is one way. If this receiver speaks or says hello, in that case the communication is in two-way. Poor listening skills. Be an active listener rather than the passive one. If you are not a good listener, the communication process will not complete. Interruptions are due to something more pressing, rudeness, lack of privacy, emergency, etc. When two persons are talking, if there is a noise, there is a TV in a loud noise, or there is no privacy, or I am in hurry, then the communication will not goes properly. Physical distractions. Physical distractions are when the two persons are not comfortable with each other or they are far away, then the communication process will not goes properly. So it is all about communication skill. I hope you understand what is communication, what are different components involved in the communication, what are all types of communication, and what are the barriers of communication. Thank you so much.